All right.
Hey,
So we're here with Seer.
Seer. So I just say like my name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, I'm Seer. Seer be on site, and I'm an artist, a creative. Anything I can do and like feel through, I use as a tool to express myself and to express for others. I'm a singer. I draw, I paint, do assemblage, and I curate exhibitions. I'm also an environmentalist. A lot going on, but in this current phase of life, I'm really just into practice and expression and just being myself fully, and like allowing my being to give permission to others to do the same thing and be seen, being imperfect and who you are actually.
I know you did mention that you're an artist, but do you believe that everything that you do is art, or some things that you do are art?
I think that a big part of being an artist is the way that you choose to live.
Yeah.
I used to think that being an artist is about, and a lot of people are afraid to identify as artists because they're afraid that like their work isn't good enough to identify as that, or they don't make money from that, or whatever.
Right.
But I think the thing that truly like makes and determines somebody as an artist is the way you live and like how you pay attention to the things you pay attention to.
Yeah.
I think that how I live is an artful life. I think that like I think a defining characteristic of an artist is if you can see the ugly in the world and still see how you can take some beauty out of it. And so, yeah, I definitely think I live a very artful and like spiritual life. And I don't know, I feel like it may be, I don't think it would be a stretch to say that like everything that you do as an artist is art. But if it's in the context where it's like everything, like the art needs to be a product or an end goal,
Yeah.
then no, everything that you do isn't an artist. But I mean, everything that an artist does isn't art. But I would say that like I live a pretty artful life.
Where did this all start for you personally? Was it at a young age, or was it kind of more like when you were getting more into yourself at high school, college, or whatever the case may be for you?
Yeah, I've always been an artist. My dad is a music producer, and he is just like somebody who's always embraced me being creative. And my mom was a very creative person as well, just in the way that we lived. Like, she would paint our rooms and like buy stuff. She would like interior decorate our rooms. And that just showed me like the art, like how art is literally every way that you live, which is why like anywhere I live, I kind of just like throw up on the walls like whatever I'm feeling. Like I can't live in a place and it be super like pristine, or it'd be like all white, or you know,
Yeah, it's
cause
boring.
like I mean, probably like if people like that, like that's
I'm so happy. I'm very unhappy.
that's cool for them. But I feel like I'm always like I need my inner world to be reflected on my outer world, and I feel like having like my art on the walls, or having somewhere where I can have my insides to be like reflected to me is important. But yeah, I've always been a creative. My dad has always took me to like studio sessions when I was like a baby, a little kid, and so I've always just been steeped in that kind of life, and I've been writing songs, singing since I was a little girl. So
Wow. Okay, nice. So you basically grew up with it, and because do you believe that it was? Do you think the question? Do you think that you'd be different like if you weren't raised that way, like around the arts? Is the question?
I think maybe. I really do think that like your destiny chooses you.
Yeah.
And I've never been like, everything that I do and I know is still self-taught. Like my dad was an artist in the way where it's like he's from Mississippi, my mom's from Chicago. Like they both met in Chicago, and they're very like kind of like a ragtag type of people. Like I've never had any formal training in anything that I do besides like my like institutional degree in public policy and urban studies. But there's something in me that really like doesn't care about what anybody has to say. I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway.
Right.
And that was definitely embraced by my parents because they were those type of people as well.
Right.
But maybe I'd be different if I wasn't raised by like more free-spirited people. But I do think that the thing that you were like put on this planet to do finds you. It's either gonna like find you and you're gonna embrace it, or it's gonna eat at you. Because I think that even if I was like some sort of like I could be like a corporate person and like do my corporate shindig and like let my ideas rot inside me. Not saying everybody that does corporate does that, but like if you were meant to be an artist and instead you are falling under societal pressures and choosing something that doesn't fulfill you but like pays you, then I genuinely believe that those ideas eat at you until you become like a bitter person. Some people do just choose that route and live and die that way. Either you become a bitter person or you choose that thing, whether it makes you money or not, whether people are seeing it or not, whether you're good at it or not. So I think I'd always be doing this regardless.
Out of all, which one came first for you?
I think music definitely came first.
Okay.
I've always drawn though, like literally ever since I was a little girl. I would say like music and visual art, they came at the same time. I just feel for a long time I felt more confident in my like singing abilities and music abilities than I did my artistic, like my visual art abilities, and it kind of flip-flopped over time. But I like had a very hard like teenagehood that sort of like, you know, took a lot of my fire out of my, like took a lot of ambition out of my creative, and confidence out of my creative ability. So for a while I just put all of that down, went to college, and that's why I'm an environmentalist, because I was just more into, for one, I think like I care about humanity, and when I was in college I was able to find a community that really spoke the language that like I'd always felt but didn't have the words for. And I'm really, I really care about contributing to society. Like I really care about what's gonna happen to all of us,
making it better.
So that's why I'm an environmentalist now, is like I didn't really like the trauma kind of sucked my confidence out of my creative elements, but I've always been a creative, which is why like even the way that I use my degree is like in a creative way. But I would say music and art, they kind of came at the same time. Like my dad is always telling me, he has a friend who was like my Uncle Snake, and he was telling me about how my Uncle Snake used to, like, when I was a baby at the studio, so it's like music and art happening at the same time. Like I would sit on his lap and he would like have me drawing circles or have me drawing, like he's like, every time I see him he's like, I taught you how to draw. Like, so I would say they definitely came at the same time.
Okay.
I think this year is like where I'm trying to figure out where they're telling me, because it's like you don't choose, like it's not like you're born and you're like, okay, I'm gonna choose singing this and this. It's like they all are in you, and it's just like they present themselves at different points in time in your life where it makes the most sense and where it feels good. And so like all of it is feeling good right now. I've actually taken a step back on like my exhibitions and my curating, because I did it for 3 years straight, and it was like I reached a lot of milestones. I did good work, and I never want my creative process to be like stale or overproduced, because I know what works and what doesn't. Like that's not what it's for, and I can't pretend to care about stuff. Like I genuinely have to care about something in order for it to like for it to be of high quality, and for me to like want to do it at its best degree. So
Absolutely. I wanted to go back really quickly and just you don't have to talk about your childhood at all, but I want to ask, for people who are artists as well watching this, and they've had a rough childhood as well, they've had just obstacles thrown at them. What are some things that you would tell them to overcome that and push through that and shoot for where you are and even higher? I don't know if that's too much.
No, it's fine. I think that's a great question. I would say just like let the grief unfold. I feel like taking care of yourself is the best way to show yourself that like, hey, I'm still here. I think something about like trauma and grief and like all of the darker sides of life, they take us out of our body. It makes us feel disembodied. It makes us feel like we're alone and like nothing's gonna get better. And I would say the thing that has saved me the most was meditation and like cutting stuff out. I'm very much like a somebody who will cut things out of my life and until I know what it's actually doing for me. So there was just a point in my life, like as a teenager, I like stopped eating. This is not like what people have to do, but this is like the thing that I did to help me take care of myself and keep me grounded. Because I knew that like what I was going through could make me volatile and could define me.
Right.
And it's like you always want to be the one to define yourself. You don't ever want to let your circumstances define you. You don't want to let other people define you because they will if you don't have a definition.
Right.
So I think for me, slowing down, taking my time, I stopped like eating meat. I started doing yoga. I started meditating. Just like doing stuff to regulate my emotions as a human being. And yeah, and stopped expecting good or bad, and just like being present and what I and who I was, and like joy is important. Like even if like you always deserve to have joy, and what you enjoy ideally should be good for you. Obviously, like if you like to smoke a little, if you like to drink a little, whatever, like but I think that like you should do things that you like to do. Like life is really too short to not be doing the things that you enjoy. If you do not like your circumstances, get the fuck up out of there.
Yeah.
And trust that you can get out of there. You know, so trusting yourself is important. And also like I think traveling, moving around, like even if it's just like to a town over, like changing your circumstances is important. Don't settle for anything. And be open to learning. And if you don't know what to do with yourself, like see what you can do for other people. Not in like a, you know, people pleasing way, but in a way where it's like there's always something that we can contribute to. Like the work is never done in terms of like supporting others, like supporting the earth, having something that's bigger than you to contribute to, you know.
Absolutely. What's your process as a singer, you know, and what's your process as a you know designer or drawer, artist that draws and paints, and a painter per se?
As a singer, and I also rap.
He raps. Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Rapping came last for sure. Every time I rap, I'm like, what the fuck? Like I rap. But when it comes to music, I literally like live, breathe, sleep music. Like music just kind of flows through me. So usually like I'll have a song come to me, or I'll have an idea, or I'll have a line. Now I have an engineer, but I don't have a specific producer that I work with right now. So like usually I'm on BeatStars, like, and I listen to a lot of music. I feel like I probably listen to like maybe like 5 to 7 albums like a week. So it's like I have a lot of references.
That's healthy. That's a very healthy
yes.
amount.
I do like a good healthy serving of music. So I have a lot of reference points. For like what kind of beat I may want, or like what beat or what kind of genre matches whatever lyrics are in my head and whatever melodies are in my head.
Right.
And I'll just like record it, play around with it, and if I want to record it in the studio, then I'll just like record it in the studio. And usually when I go to the studio with like 5 or 6 songs, like, you know, to work through, like all prepared. And if it's a good studio session, then I'll get like all the songs done. And yeah, that's like how it is with music. It's very 1-2 step with music. With art, it's a bit more like 2D design and like illustration and painting. It's a bit more, there's so much more ego death involved in that for me. Like, because like when it comes to music, I can hit a note, I can write a lyric, like I can control my breath, I can do that, I can find the beat. Like my ear is very like, I have a very sharp ear. Right. But when it comes to, it's not about sharpness with art, unless you are like a realism artist, which I'm not. It's more so about like channeling what's within you. So I would say my practice now is just consistently drawing at this point. Like my practice is just about practicing. It's not about going full scale. It's not about like right now I'm just trying to be in consistent easy relationship with illustration. Like that's really what I'm into it for right now. For me, I'm being realistic with my like artistic weaknesses and just strengthening myself just for the sake of strengthening myself in that, not for obviously I would like to be a great artist, but not even for the sake of being a great artist, just being like I don't know how to do this, I want to know how to do this, let me go make an experience out of it. And so like taking a fashion illustration course was really good for me to understand draping and clothing and getting me like I was drawing for 8 hours a day, so it just put me in the practice again of consistently drawing, not for the sake of it being good, but just for the sake of like honing skill and getting vision out and like having something in your head. I think that's the coolest thing to me about any kind of art is like having something in your head and bringing it into the world is just like it is genuinely magic. Really, you just got to put yourself in position. Everything else will unfold how it's supposed to. It can't always be like control. Oh, I'm gonna do this because I want to do this. I always say like your dreams are like the hose. Like you don't want to scare the hose being all forceful and like going hard for no reason. Like you really do just need to like show up and vibe and just trust that like you were born to do what you're gonna do. You're gonna like live this life. You're not dead. You have breath in your body. Use the time to learn and put yourself in position, and it has to unfold. You know.
Write that down.
100%.
Regardless of like how you look, how you make money, like what car you drive, whatever the fuck, like genuinely like what can you do, like what can you fill your time up with, you know, and not just to pass the time, but like genuinely being content and being skillful and having confidence in your skills and knowing that you put the hours and the work in, not because you want somebody to see it, but genuinely like would you be doing this if nobody was watching, if you didn't get a reward from it, if anything? Yes, I would.
Right.
And I think that's what like defines a person, like what they're willing to do, how they're willing to act if nobody's watching, if nobody gives a fuck, if nobody cares, if you have to live on this earth alone forever until you perish, like what are you willing to spend your time with doing? Like for me, you know, like I like to paint, I like to draw, I like to play soccer, I like to listen to music, I like to just like, you know, these are the things that make up who I am. I want to be like a whole person.
Right.
I think that the human experience is so like fucking dramatic and drastic and just like what the fuck is going on. Like it's the weirdest thing. Like we are like little meat sacks on a rock, and like the least you can do at that time is like make it enjoyable.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a very no bull. You know, look at it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, singing. And you know, being an artist in that way, and of course, you know, drawing and designing and illustration. Is there anything that you want to give like tips specifically to those people who are trying to get into that, as far as just, hey, dude, you know, I think this is a good, whatever you want, like whatever you want to, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like do what you like to do, and once you start getting into that thing, it'll present new pathways for you to enjoy it. Like it's not like make sure you're not getting bored with a thing or just doing it, just like make sure you actually want to do it. Right. Not because I feel like there's so much influence on, like there's so much shit that is competing for our attention. Like we live in an attention economy, so it's like you have so many things that are you're constantly being advertised to, you're constantly being influenced by somebody, you're constantly being in somebody else's business, taking in information that is genuinely doesn't do anything for you. And so it can influence what we think we want for ourselves. So I would say like whatever you want to get into, make sure that you genuinely want to get into it for the sake of like your heart. Like the thing that you obsess over that you can't stop thinking about. Not the nig, not the man, not you know, like the thing that you genuinely like
right.
cannot stop thinking about, the thing that you obsessed over when you were a little kid. That's often like the thing that you really loved as a little kid. That's often that thing that you were really supposed to be doing, or the thing that you keep putting down, the thing that you keep putting off. genuinely, there's always, everything that you need is inside of you. There's always those little clues of like where your purpose is hidden at, or the thing that can just bring you joy. It doesn't even have to be like as dramatic as purpose. So it's like, I know I've always wanted to draw. I know I've always been intimidated by the fact that like, if I want to get better at drawing, I have to sit down and consistently practice. And even just sitting, just drawing and writing every day has helped me so much and made me realize the different pathways of that. Like, I found out what an electric eraser was today. You ever heard of that?
I never heard of
an electric eraser. Like,
they're electric now?
They're electric now. It's like it creates like a nice sharp, you know, like sometimes erasers can really fuck up your drawing if it's not a good eraser. I don't have a good eraser right now, but I'm kind of using it to my benefit because it creates a nice shadow. But like there's like sharp erasers that can really like help you get in there with the highlights and create sharp lines. Anyway, like I'm excited about that because I know it's gonna help me get better, not because it's gonna make me be Picasso and now I'm gonna be in the High Museum and now I'm gonna do this and this, which is like often where we turn to, the thing that scares us off from like starting something new. Because you don't think you put all these big expectations on it and now you're like, great, now I have to be Picasso and be in the High Museum. Like, no, you genuinely can just do the shit because you like it. And that has to do with so much of like your self-worth. If you constantly feel the need to prove yourself by being good at something, that's like a self-worth issue. Like, there's nothing wrong with ambition and wanting to get better and stuff like that, but like improvement takes time. And progress is a kind of instantaneous. Like, if you spend 10 minutes doing something that you usually wouldn't ever spend 10 minutes on, that's progress. Like, so, you know, I would say the whole progress over perfection thing, and, you know, just don't, like, just vibe, honestly. Like, just vibe, have a calm heart, have a calm spirit. It will all work out how it's supposed to. And sometimes you don't need to have a plan going into something. You just need to try it.
Out of all the music that you put out, I want to ask your top 3 favorite songs that you put out.
I would say in no particular order. The first thing that came to mind is "See Free." I really like when I rap. Like, I love when I rap. A lot of people, you know what? A lot of people don't like when women rap. I know it sounds like what? It's 2025. But no, real shit. Like, a lot of people do not like when women rap. And sometimes I used to feel self-conscious about it because it's just straight bars. And it's not a lot of like fun. Like, when people do hear women rap, they want to hear them say, they want to hear like a catchphrase, they want to hear something that they can repeat back. That's what kind of rap in general these days. But I really do like that because it's just I love that song because it's such like a declaration of just like who I am as a person, like what I value, and it just exudes a lot of confidence, and it's a very grounded song that whenever I was just listening to it, like walking through Paris the other day, and my bad, hold on. Yeah, I was just not the other day. I was in when I was in Paris, I was listening to that project specifically like a lot. And I was just like, this is a good fucking project. I really believe in myself. If nobody likes my fucking music, I don't give a fuck. Right. Because I really like it. It makes me feel so good. I just really enjoy it. But yeah, See Free. I would say Note to Self. Because again, it's one of those songs where it's like, it's really pushing me to see myself. And there's just a lot of good like gems. Like I think it's just one of my favorite songs that I've written and performed. I really love performing it live. I performed it live like 3 times, and each time it's like,
oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I enjoy it. And I would say Stan, because it's like one of my sweeter songs. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It was so playful. I really loved the process. It was so simple. I recorded it, put it out like 2 days later, and like I really like that I didn't drag the process out with that song. Like I just put it out, and it's cool. And I like that. the references that it has in it. And I think it's also a really nicely written song.
Nice. Okay. All right. And then also your top 3 favorite pieces that you've drawn.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to show them, or if you want, if you don't have them right now, you can always send it to me and I can, you know.
I'll show them. I'll send it to you too.
Yeah.
I'll go grab them. I would say honestly, these 2 are my most recent sketches. I just drew this yesterday. They're both of Angelina Jolie. I've been drawing her since I was literally a teenager. But yeah,
For the camera, yeah. Oh.
I really these are my favorites right now, just because I think she has such great expression. I think she's one of like the greatest actors of all time.
I have to agree with that. I have to agree.
She's so good.
And if you want to show that camera too, you can show that camera too.
Yeah. She's just like she's able to express and emote so much. And she's just so beautiful. But her beauty doesn't like it only sometimes like when people are so beautiful, like their whole thing is being beautiful.
Yeah.
But like she embraces the ugly so well that it's beautiful.
She does. Yeah.
And then this is my favorite design from my collection. I really love this. I just love this was inspired by traditional riding jackets. We went to a museum. There's a museum in Paris. I think it'll probably not be up by the time this comes out. I don't know. I think it's about to close. But it's about the origin of sportswear.
Oh.
So, you know, in the 1800s, when they were doing like riding horses and stuff, they had that shit on. And so this is like inspired by like a traditional riding outfit. Where they had the lapels and like the very like cinched waist and like these great shoulders. So yeah, this is like one of my favorite things. I just think, and I really love her face. Every design that I draw. Oh, and this is inspired by like Hermes. They used to create. They were like originally like a horse riding brand.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. Did not know that.
Yeah, and like they had like different aviation stuff, and like a lot of brands were originally for a utility, but for like an aristocratic utility. Like, so it's like they're creating like riding stuff. Like only rich people are kind of riding horses back then, and even now. Right. So it's like they're creating sort of like that. That's why they have that luxury, you know, house attached to them, because like that's what it was for. But yeah, this was also inspired by one of the Hermes like riding caps that they had. This is like one of my favorites. And then I'm gonna be extra and take this down.
Okay. That's please. Well, please.
Cause this is really my favorite. Ooh. I love this one so much. It really gave me a lot of grief when I first. This is my biggest piece I've ever done. I've always been afraid of like I draw really small because I have small hands, but.
Do you need help lifting? Okay, got you. That's beautiful. If you want to go to like the other side, perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I love this one so much. I really like the feathers in the eyebrow, and this was around the time where I was really into just zooming into myself. I really do like some of the different little mixed media things that I have in here, and I just think it's kind of like psychedelic, very eye-catching.
That's beautiful. That is.
Thank you.
That's truly a work of art. Wow.
Thanks so much. I really love it. And I want to do more like it. This has been I really do love abstract art. I always go in between you know, not hyper realism, but you know, some realism. I like to do. I don't always want to do abstract art, but this is my favorite abstract piece that I have. Yeah.
Who are the people, let's say in music, artists that inspire you, that have inspired you, dead or alive?
Ooh, I'm looking over here because I would say Tupac definitely inspires me. In terms of like his like writing style, I think he was a poet, and like he's very poetic, and I try to be poetic when I write because I'm a Virgo. I can be very literal. But yeah, but he's still very raw. Mariah Carey for sure. I love her. I think she has like a lot of my runs and a lot of my like when I sing, the clarity in my voice, I aspire to have clarity like how she has clarity. But she also is such a great songwriter. I don't know if do you know like those master classes?
Yes.
Mariah Carey has a master class.
How much did it cost? Have you taken it?
I've just seen it on YouTube. Like I've seen clips of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But the clips are like, I'm like, oh, she thinks just like me, and that really affirmed me, like on like how she communicates in the studio. Yeah. She's a great composer as well. Like she just sings. She doesn't really play instruments besides like I think she can play some stuff on the piano and stuff like that. But like she's not an instrumentalist, but she can sing to instrumentalists and they'll know what she's talking about. She just has like a very sharp like, you know.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
Her ear is very sharp, and she just cares about making music. She doesn't really care about making hits, and you can tell by her albums. Like a lot of her albums have a lot of like, of course she has like hits on her albums. Like she's a hit maker.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of her albums have like really deep cuts that like she just like even or like The Roof. Like she talked about her song, how she made The Roof, and I was just like, ugh. And I love that she's like low-key ghetto. I'm like, period. Like she's low-key ghetto. Like she loves hip-hop and I love hip-hop. So I think she chose a great line. I just think she's a great musician.
Yeah.
Who else inspires me a lot musically? I'm really inspired by hip hop in general.
Yeah.
I love like Slum Village. I'm really into like 2000 rap from like 2004 to like 2009 right now.
Okay.
For some reason I'm like I really don't want to say Common because Common doesn't really inspire me that much. But the way that I've been rapping as of lately, I'm inspired by like 2004 to 2009 flows. I've been listening to Black Alicious a lot. I really enjoy them. I think they're like great, positive people. Oh, you know who I've really been liking? Mike and like Neonte, like the 10K vibe. I like them. I think that they are very like they say a lot and then they say a little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I like it. I like their flows. I think that they had like a cool thing going on. I was listening to them a lot around that time. Roberta Flack, I enjoy. Yeah, I'm sure there's more, but
yeah, there's definitely more. And if you want to send, I'll put them in.
Okay, great.
I also want to ask about art or designers, brands that inspire you with, or even painters. What are some of those that you really inspire you, that you cling to and have inspiration from, if any?
For fashion, it was fashion inspiration. I really enjoy Jean-Paul Gaultier, Issey Miyake, Anna Muhlmeister, Miu Miu, Prada, Vivienne Westwood. I enjoy them a lot, and even just like I'm really inspired by a lot of like paparazzi fashion from like 2000, the 2000s era.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like it was just really really matter of fact, like really here I am.
Yeah.
In terms of artists, I really love Betty Saar. She has really great assemblage art, and she's a really great graphic designer and printmaker. She is still living. I think she's like 96 or 97 years old or something. She's a black woman from LA. She's from Watts, I think.
Watts, okay. Watts.
She's a really great artist. I enjoy her a lot. Augusta Savage. She's a artist from the Harlem Renaissance. And I love her so much. I feel like she's also an artist who reminds me of Betty Saar in the way where it's like a lot of these women artists, like, you know, like Augusta, she isn't living anymore. Betty Saar is 90 something years old, and this is around the time where it's like you are like being an artist is not embraced. Like they had children and like they had whole lives before they really embraced being artists. And when that's what I mean about like art choosing you and you not having to force it, not having it to be everything doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be your brand, it doesn't have to be like it's genuinely like you can trust that the organic purpose of your soul will pour out. And those are two artists that I think where that they are the embodiment of like it will happen. You don't have to force it. Yeah, Toni Morrison is like that as well, where she was a publisher, like she didn't publish books until she was like well into like her 30s and 40s. Also, who else is it? I really do like the why am I like, oh, impressionist artists from Paris, like Matisse. I really do just like the movement that the impressionist era has in the work, and that's something that I've been wanting to embrace with abstract art. Yeah.
So last thing, or for me, if you want to say anything at the end, but I wanted to, if you want to say anything about your project that you're working on. I know you said a little bit already about it, but
yeah, honestly, I was about to really get in my head and self-sabotage myself out of this, even releasing this, but I'm like, you really do have to just let shit go. Like, this project is fun. It's really just me experimenting and just talking shit. Like, I feel like this year has been so fulfilling for me in the way that I feel like I'm redeeming myself from last year, because last year was so fucking tough, like, and it was not fun. So this year is just, and this project is just about having fun, you know, living it up, like being real with yourself. Yeah, I'm not taking nothing too seriously. I'm literally just having fun, and it would be so dumb of me to just sit on this music. Like, even if nobody listens to it, you still gotta put it out, because there comes a time in your art form where it's like you have to share it, and it has to grow outside of you. You don't want to like let things rot, or you don't want to sit on stuff because of your own fear. And that would be me giving into fear. So this is just me doing my due diligence, showing the universe, look, I'm Circe. Like, I'm not gonna sit on it, I'm not gonna play with it. So yeah. I don't even have a name for it. I just want to shoot some shit and move on, you know.
Okay, alright, nice. Okay, fantastic. I'm excited to see everything that you have coming, you know, and just to watch you continue watching you grow, because you seem like a true artist, a true artistic soul, creative soul. So it's a pleasure to talk to you. It's a pleasure to interview you, honestly. And is there anything that you want to say before we go ahead and? Oh, that one. Okay,
well, perfect timing.
Yeah, right. Is there anything you want to say before we go ahead and?
No. Thank you for like coming into my space and making the space. This was really enjoyable. I had a time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.